I thought it was a nice senior day for the four seniors, Anthony, Hashim, GC, and Matt Hill. We came out and played with some high energy and high intensity, and I guess we came up a little short at the end. And I kind of explained to the guys all year that little things, in college basketball are big things. Whether it's made free throws, whether it's a loose ball, whether it's a 3-0 break that, in the last minute that you don't score on. And I thought that cost us against a team that you can't make that many mistakes to beat. They're, borderline top 25 team that's an NCAA tournament level team, 1 or 2 in a conference, and very well schooled, well coached, and very mature, as we saw in overtime when they actually outplayed us and took advantage of some things. So a positive note is, I guess, we got Saturday's game, and if we're able to pull that one out, we'll come back for a home game on Tuesday. From what I understand from the gurus of the conference shuffling and all that, which I'm definitely not. So hate to say it is what it is, but we got to talk to the guys, get them motivated, and get ready for Saturday. There's not a lot of time to cry over spilled milk now. Although at times with my temple ties, it's tough.
Gary said that they hurt you with threes. It looked like every time you got a little bit of space, they hit a three. Gary Correia thought that for the most part, they were pretty well covered, but they still hit them. Is that the way you saw it, too?
Yeah, they had a few open looks that came off with some offensive rebounds, but for the most part, I thought we played a solid defensive game. And we were around their three-point shooters, but they got some good players. I think the kid Fernandez hit a couple that guys were draped on him. And the kid Wyatt hit 2 big ones, I thought, in the second half that kind of, gave them a little bit of, I thought we were up 5 one time, maybe 6, and they hit a couple threes that kept them at reach.
Did they do a pretty good job of keeping you guys from getting good shots in overtime?
Yeah, they did a good job. They were forcing Anthony to catch it a little bit deeper, further out in overtime, and kind of keying on him a little bit. I thought we got a few good shots. I thought that Javon's 2 layups and Anthony's one that just didn't go in. I thought our guys did a good job of creating contact. Probably not enough for a foul call, but enough to, get close to the basket. And we just, those were shots that, maybe because it was overtime, maybe because they played 38 minutes and 37. But at the same token, I'd feel confident with them shooting them again.
Did you think that maybe rolled his ankle a little bit right at the end of regulation? Was he?
Yeah, he's beat up a little bit. We've kind of relied on him quite a bit this season, and this time of year I think everybody's banged up. So hopefully he'll put some ice on it and be ready for practice tomorrow and ready to go on Saturday. He didn't seem like it affected him too much.
Anything else? Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead with questions.
Anthony, at this point, you have to try to just build off of the intensity that you guys played with in this game and try to put out of your mind any disappointment that may have come from not having the result go the way you wanted.
Yeah, I guess. We gotta just try to build on this, and even though we lost, we gotta just take the positives from the game and try to build on it.
Anthony, they obviously hurt you guys with a few threes at key time when you were starting to inch a bit ahead. Were they pretty much well-covered threes? It looked like your defense had a pretty good beat on at the three-point line. Was it just in case that they shot over you a little bit?
Yeah, they were tough shots, man. They made the right plays at the right time down the stretch.
How much energy did you have left in overtime? You expended a lot in this game.
I had a good amount of energy. It was an up and down game, tough game, but I had energy though.
You certainly had to feel good about the way it started for you. I know you're answering questions after the game, after a disappointing loss, but all the hype around senior day, you have your family there, you go out and have the first half that you have, ending it with that shot. Right in that moment, if you could freeze it, that's probably how you would like to see the movie of this one end.
Yeah, it was a pretty good shot. Way to end the half, going in with the momentum, put us up 4. I think we came out in the second half, we played well as well. But so unfortunately down the stretch, we just didn't come up with the plays we needed to come up to win the game.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
From this game, that you guys played well. You brought the intensity level that you didn't have against LaSalle back and try to build off of that. Is that, for all the frustration at this point in the year, do you have to kind of get rid of that and use this as something to build off of?
Yeah, we really can't. I know it hurts. I mean, I'm dying inside right now, but the season's not over. We still got another one on Saturday that we have to have, especially, I think, it's if we win, we come back here for Tuesday. And, I mean, that would be great for the program, you know, for the school, just for our program to head in the right direction. So I think that's exactly what we do, you know, take the positives out of the game, take how we played for the first 39 minutes, and, you know, just try to apply it to our next one.
Was their three-point shooting just as well as you guys played for such stretches? It looked like every time you were getting a little space to hit a big three. That must have hurt.
I mean, threes hurt across the board. You look at Notre Dame, they hit 20. You look at BYU, what they did to San Diego State, they killed it from behind the line. So when the team's hitting threes on you, especially when you're trying to open it up against a top 25 team, there's really not too much you can do about it. We try to run them off the three-point line. I know they had shooters all over the place, but I mean, I feel like they was contested. I feel like they was tough. They just went in.
You held them to 36% from the field. This is a pretty difficult team to defend, considering a lot of guys are not just scorers or passers. They've got multiple ways to be effective.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably the best team that we played this year that, you know, moves without the ball. They're always moving. They're very fluent. They're very patient on the offensive end, and I feel like we defended very well. We just couldn't make plays down the stretch.
Anything else for Gary? Thank you.
You said this team that you played tonight was the best all year that you guys have faced. Is that an indication that, you know, having this type of performance against a top tier 10 team is a step in the right direction going forward?
I didn't say it was the best team we played all year. I said it was the best moving team, you know, moving off the basketball. But they are top 25. I mean, they went to Duke and played Duke tough. I think it showed that if we come out with the intensity and energy and focus, game in and game out, that, you know, we can be in every game.
Anything else?
Thanks, Gary.
Questions?
It seems like everybody in this team really finds multiple ways to really be productive. Between even you get to see Ramon, your leading scorer, had 7 or 8 assists tonight, and several guys really contributed nicely offensively.
Yeah, I think we're just in one of those rhythms that we're finding a way. I didn't think we played particularly well, and I would give UMass a lot of that credit that we didn't play very well. I thought they did a good job on the defensive end. Obviously, our shooting percentage wasn't very good, but we just somehow found a way. We shot it well at the foul line. Obviously, 24 for 30 kind of saves us at the foul line. But I'm pleased with where we are as a group. I'm pleased how we are defending. I thought we defended a lot better in the second half, although you wouldn't know because of the shooting percentage. But I thought we covered our areas better in the second half. There was a couple shots that Gurley made 2 huge threes, and they were pretty deep. So I did think we guarded a little better in the second half.
And for all the success this year, you guys haven't had a lot of close games. Great experience for the guys to be in that.
Yeah, I would say so. We mentioned that in the huddle that this is exactly what we needed to prove our mettle, and somehow we found a way. I was obviously concerned throughout the game, and then we didn't play. We made some silly mistakes too. We step in bounds on an inbounds play. We step in the foul lane. We throw the ball away when we're up 4 late. You know, not even really pressured. We just panicked a little bit. So hopefully get all of those crazy things out of the way.
You played Aaron a lot of minutes in the first half and even a few in the second, but then you didn't really play the rest of the way. Was there any?
No, just he played great. I've just mentioned it to these guys. He saved us in the first half. He did a great job in the first half. He was ready to go. Just, you know, the game gets a little tighter and you're going with those guys that have a little bit more experience is all it is. And obviously, if he had a little bit more size, he probably have played more minutes as well. But we do have the guard spot a little bit more deeply guarded in terms of substitutions. But he did a great job. I was very proud of him. He's a great guy. He's worked as hard as anybody in our program.
The defense in overtime, was that, it seemed like both teams were probably a little tired, and that maybe affected both ends.
Yeah, I think so. It's tight. You're tired. You're tight. You know, the game is coming down to one. Each possession is so critical. I mean,
again, you just have to find a way. And obviously, they shot 1 for 10. We shot, what did we shoot in the overtime? 2 for 4. I mean, we just got lucky with a couple plays.
I mean, related to where you talk about finding a way, and this is a team that now you're going to go, now that having won tonight with 1 game left, you're going to go through the regular season not having lost consecutive games, so this team's been able to bounce back and also keep up a good level.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think anytime you can go on the road in this situation, you know, it's senior night, you know Gurley's going to go off a little bit, and he did. He made some really deep shots, but he only had 2 field goals in the second half, and both of those were so stinking deep that I thought we did a pretty good job on him. And but he's a good player, and we needed a game like this to, again, prove ourselves, but we're grateful to get out of here with a win, no question. I thought UMass did a good job.
Relier on the free throw line is probably not the first guy you picked, but
He came through. He came through, and in that situation, we needed him to come hard to the ball. It wasn't like we had a lot of options. They stopped our first thrust, and then Rod came and he knocked that second foul shot out, which obviously put us up 4 there late, which was a big play. And you get so proud of that kid because he's such a good guy and a hard worker.
how about the last possession of regulation? Is that what you wanted?
Yeah, absolutely. The ball in Fernandez's hands, and I didn't really get a good look at it. Was it a decent shot? I mean, he got himself pretty close to the rim. I don't know how good a shot it was. Did he get blocked? I don't
A
know.
little off balance.
He was off balance, yeah. Well, he's an off balance kind of guy. I was hoping that he would draw some people and drive and kick because he had started at the perfect timing. I thought he started perfectly on the timing piece where he got himself deep in the lane. It was maybe 3 seconds left, and the shot went up, and so that if we do miss, they didn't have a chance to run it down and get a score or get a quick timeout and get a score. So that was obviously the first thing. But we wanted it in Juan's hands.
Anything else?
Okay, thanks.